Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a magnetic excursion update Tuesday, December 31st, around 9:30 p.m. Mountain Time 2024. The G3 geomagnetic storm has been downgraded to G1. We've barely got above KP4, and we are crossing our fingers for a potential another pulse of plasma. The big story are the coronal holes that are about to face Earth. They may trigger large earthquakes in the next week or so, and a blackout in Puerto Rico, leaving 1.3 million in the dark New Year's Eve. Keep calm. It's boom time. And Happy New Year 2025. An Arctic surge has a potential to be a big snowmaker. We'll kick off the new year with a cold blast that will drop temperatures well below average for much of the east and into the southeast. And, well, we've got the full forecast coming up. As many people are reporting, Philadelphia might see a winter storm that could bring the first significant snow, but the new models are saying, no. This storm is going to be south, so maybe D.C., but the record break. Shut up, Al. Get in your hole. Al Gore is not pleased with the forecast. Let's take a look at the GFS model and walk it through here. January 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Holy macaroni. Snow in Florida? Yeah, in fact, snow in all 50 states moving through the second week of January. But here's the big story. This central storm that's going to move down here January 4th, 5th, and 6th is going to bring some record-breaking totals. To say it ain't soda. Well, Arkansas at least, as well as Missouri. Take a look at that. Could be 2 feet of snow moving through southern Missouri, as well as western Kentucky and western Tennessee, all looking very plucky. The bad news is that western North Carolina and those regions hit by the flooding where people are homeless, living in tents, are going to be buried in 6 to 8 inches of snow or even more on the state line. If you're in high elevations, this is going to be a big snowmaker, and system after system seems to be approaching this region through mid-January. And here's the full forecast. New Year weather impacts. A storm tracking through the northeast U.S. on New Year's Day will bring rain through southern New England and rain changing the snow across interior New England and the central Appalachians. A downwind of the Great Lakes along with widespread gusty winds and several weak waves of Pacific moisture will bring periods of low elevation rain showers and mountain snow into the northwest U.S. into the weekend. The snow totals are looking epic for the entire U.S. Good news for ski resorts. The southeast is getting a blank. A blackout in Peru after a power grid collapse, leaving 1.3 million in the dark. Nearly the entire island without electricity, as Luma Energy estimates it will take at least 24 hours to restore power. And this is a, well, Stone Age New Year's for Puerto Rico. Seismic update. No quakes of note. Interesting interior rumbler in Idaho at 3.0, normal activity there. We've got a stacking of 5 magnitude earthquakes here in Papua New Guinea. Normal activity on the Ring of Fire. The East African Rift Zone continues to rumble in Ethiopia as a new ocean opens up faster than expected. The Kilauea eruption continues tonight as we're looking at it here live thanks to 2 Pineapples. Go check them out. They have one of the best channels to watch the activities over at Kilauea. Give them a thumbs up, subscribe there, and tell them that Diamond sent you. We love these guys over at 2 Pineapples. Strong solar storm warning was issued for today as the sun sent fireworks to Earth. The only problem, these were only M flares, low-level M flares at that, and why anyone thought this could be grid down, it just means that they're not scientists and they don't know about solar science or how to look at the sun. So anyone you're watching that said that this solar storm might be something big, well, they're just looking for clicks and they're trying to scare you. So steer away from those people. A quick look at telemetry shows the impact of the first plasma here. We may have a secondary impact happening now. We've got a little bump up here in plasma speed, but we have yet to get above 500 kilometers per second. This is not a major event and will not develop into one, which is why they've downgraded it completely to G1, geomagnetic storm. There is a chance for aurora for high latitudes, but that's about all. So the next 12 hours, if you're up in Canada, you might see a show. Ho, ho, ho. KP never got above 4.3, except for one station here in Boulder, where it hit KP5. The big story are these massive coronal holes, including coronal hole 4 and 5. 5 obviously much bigger, and as it is equatorially located, more so than 4, will be more geo-effective. I expect a large 7 or 8 magnitude earthquake in 5 to 7 days from now. It's going to take that long to be geo-effective. It's not when it's exactly Earth-facing, but several days later that the plasma stream coming from this hole will impact Earth. Mars occultation and a total lunar eclipse and more celestial events to watch for 2025. We'll link you below to the amazing lists, but let's talk about the Mars occultation. The first full moon of 2025 is called the Wolf Moon. It's also a supermoon boom. It's set to appear in the night skies on January 13th, and this moon will pass in front of Mars during a phenomenon known as an occultation. People across the United States should be able to see the moon covering Mars before the red planet eventually shows itself again on the other side. So if that's something you've been looking for, go check it out. We'll have the links below. Now, astronomers are stunned by M87's explosive gamma ray flare, and they claim it's due to a black hole. You ever remember this donut here? Yeah, that's been disproven as what a black hole looks like. In fact, pictures like this are created with just a few pixels and a lot of imagination. The problem with this article and all of cosmology is they're living in a fantasy with a 130-year-old model, the standard model of the universe. In the actuality, the mathematics don't add up. There's probably no black holes, no dark energy, no dark matter, none of that. It's all just science fiction. Now, what's not science fiction are meteor showers. These are the debris fields of failed comets or other large objects that some people call asteroids. And the quadrantids is the next on the list, the first meteor shower of 2025, once emanating from a constellation that no longer exists. They take their name from a constellation that doesn't exist anymore, but all you have to do is get out and look up. The good news is that we're going to have a very small crescent moon on January 16th. These meteors usually don't have long trains, but the heads may appear as a bright fireball. The peak may reveal as many as 120 meteors per hour, according to NASA, and viewing of the quadrantids lasts until January 16th. Oh, the best time to look is at night, between midnight and pre-dawn hours when the moon is low in the sky. So get out there and check out some meteors. And as we mentioned earlier in the podcast, Africa is splitting apart and a new ocean is forming faster than anyone predicted. Decades ago, the East African Rift Zone was considered to be a very slow-moving region of divergence. Divergence means two areas moving apart. And when you get a divergent boundary, you get a mid-ocean ridge. And when you get a divergent boundary on a continent like Africa, you get an emerging ocean. Now, the geologists were considering that this splitting would take tens of millions of years, but according to new data, it's happening faster than expected. In fact, the process previously thought to span tens of millions of years is now estimated to occur within 1 million years. So it's not like there's going to be a new ocean in East Africa next week, and we'll all be dead long before the new ocean forms. the new East African Ocean. Guys, support the channel and check out the new merch at Oppenheimer Ranch Project. Our spring store is bubbling with new designs of the KP0 I Know What You're Thinking shirt, Magnetic Excursion ongoing, and Shut Up Al, Get in Your Hole, Al Gore in a Glacier. We've got all the styles you need. We've even got canvas art prints for your wall, stickers, and mugs of Al Gore in a glacier. Also, the new Oppenheimer Ranch Project logo merch. You can get hoodies, beautiful classic unisex t-shirts, cheap t-shirts, and the like. Check out all the new merch over at our store, link below. Get the new camping cup and show off your support of the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. It's that easy. I've priced all of the products the lowest they can go, and each product we just make $1 per unit. So you can get them at the best prices from any creator on the internet, and that's a boom to knowledge. We love each and every one of you. Happy New Year. 2025 is going to be quite spicy. According to my intel, it's going to be one of the most insane years of your lives. And that is a boom. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Most of you are unsubscribed, and we would appreciate it if this channel could grow to 100,000 subs and I could finally get that YouTube plaque. For all the hard work I've done over the last decade, I think I deserve some recognition. And if you don't have any money, it doesn't matter. Just hit the thumbs up. It helps with the Al Gore rhythm. Where is that guy? Shut up, Al. Get in your hole. And Happy New Year.